I was sitting on the edge of the sofa watching Lena scroll through her phone, pretending not to notice the tension I felt in the room. "Ethan, are you okay? You've been quiet all evening," she said, glancing up with those soft eyes that always made me feel guilty for feeling anything but calm. "I'm fine," I replied, forcing a smile. "Just tired, I guess." "You don't sound fine," she pressed, setting her phone down. "You've been avoiding me lately." "I'm not avoiding you," I said quickly, almost too quickly. I don't want to argue about nothing." "You always say that," she muttered. "And then you just bottle things up." I swallowed. I hated arguments. They never solved anything, and in my family, a calm word or a silent nod often kept the peace better than shouting ever could. "Sometimes silence is stronger than words," I said softly. I just want things to stay simple for now." She frowned, but she didn't push. That was part of why I loved her. She sensed when to let things be. Later, I walked into the kitchen to grab a glass of water, and Ryan was already there, leaning casually against the counter. "Hey Ethan," he said, flashing that easy smile that could charm anyone. "You look tense." "Just a long day," I said, not wanting to admit how uneasy I felt around him lately. Ryan raised an eyebrow. "You've been distant with Lena too. Something bothering you?" "No, nothing." "Really?" I said. I could feel my pulse quicken, but I forced myself to stay calm. Ryan always had a way of twisting questions, making simple things feel complicated. He smirked, clearly not buying it. "All right. If you say so." Later that night, I went to the hallway outside Lena's room, intending to say goodnight. I stopped when I heard voices, soft, urgent, and unmistakably hers, and Ryan's. "I can't keep pretending anymore, Lena. You know that," Ryan said. I don't want to hurt Ethan," Lena's voice cracked. "I love him. I really do." "You can't love someone and lie to them at the same time," Ryan said sharply. I froze. My chest tightened. I should have knocked, confronted them, demanded answers, anything, but I didn't. I told myself it wasn't real. It couldn't be. I can't tell him. "Not yet," Lena whispered. "Then you're choosing me," Ryan said. "I can't wait forever." I felt a cold rush through me, but I stepped back silently, pressing my hand to the wall to keep from trembling. I told myself that trust meant letting people have their secrets. I told myself that silence sometimes protected more than words ever could. And yet, I hated myself for not knocking. I hated myself for letting my heart race in fear instead of confronting the truth. By the time I returned to my room, Lena was lying on the bed, scrolling through her phone again, pretending to be asleep when I slipped in. "Good night," she murmured without looking at me. "Good night," I whispered, holding her hand briefly, feeling the warmth of her fingers and choking back the storm inside me. I lay down, staring at the ceiling, forcing my mind to be calm, forcing my thoughts to shut down. But I couldn't forget what I had heard. Ryan and Lena. Words I wasn't supposed to hear but couldn't unhear. I told myself again for what felt like the 100th time, that silence was safer. That I was protecting myself, my love, my family. And so, I chose silence. I was heading toward the kitchen when I heard voices behind the closed door. My chest tightened, but I didn't move. "Lena, I can't do this anymore," Ryan said, and his voice sounded sharper than I expected. "What do you mean?" Lena's voice trembled, soft but urgent. "I love him. You can't just love him." Ryan's laugh was bitter. "Do you think I don't see how fake it is? You're pretending for his sake, but we both know the truth." I froze. My stomach lurched. "Truth? What truth?" "You can't be with both of us," Lena said, almost whispering. "I can't hurt Ethan like that." "You already are," Ryan snapped. "Every day you're hurting him by lying. You can't keep pretending forever." I pressed my back against the wall, gripping the doorframe. My hands shook. This wasn't happening. It couldn't be happening. I don't know what to do," Lena whispered. "I want to stop, but You want me?" Ryan said. His tone was low, dangerous, certain. "Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to him." I felt a scream building in my chest, but I swallowed it. I couldn't let them hear me. I couldn't confront them. Not yet. "I can't," Lena whispered. "I love him. I can't hurt him, Ryan." "Then you're choosing me," Ryan said again, voice colder this time. "It's time to admit it." My heart felt like it was splitting in two. I wanted to storm in, shout, demand the truth, demand her loyalty, but I couldn't. I couldn't break the silence I had always clung to. "What about Ethan?" Lena asked. He trusts me. "And that trust is exactly why you have to make a choice," Ryan replied. "Stop pretending. Stop hiding. I stepped back, barely breathing, counting every second. Every word from them cut into me like a knife I couldn't pull out. I wanted to hate them, wanted to scream at them, wanted to end it all right there, but I stayed frozen. Silence had always been my shield, and I clung to it like a lifeline even as it burned me. "Tomorrow we'll figure it out," Lena whispered finally, her voice breaking. I need time." "You've had time," Ryan said. "Time's over." I couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't breathe properly. All I could do was hear them, feel the betrayal twisting inside me. After a while, I quietly retreated to my room. My legs felt heavy as if they were made of lead. I closed the door and leaned against it, pressing my forehead to the wood. My hands shook. My mind screamed at me to act, to confront, to stop pretending, but my voice wouldn't come. When Lena came in later, she smiled as if nothing had happened. "Hey Ethan," she said softly. "You've been quiet all evening. Everything okay?" "Yes. Everything's fine," I said, forcing calm into my voice. I watched her, pretending I didn't know what I knew. "You seem tense," she said, sitting beside me. "Are you upset with me?" "No," I said quickly. "Just tired. That's all." She leaned closer. "You can tell me anything, you know. I'd never judge." I nodded. I didn't tell her. I couldn't. Not yet. Silence was easier than truth. Silence hurt less than confrontation, or so I told myself. I lay down that night staring at the ceiling, my chest heavy, my mind racing with every word I had overheard. The betrayal wasn't just a thought anymore. It was real. Every breath I took reminded me of it, and yet, I remained silent. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself I was protecting myself, protecting Lena, protecting the life I had built. But deep down, I knew this silence was the first step toward my own collapse. Tomorrow I promised myself I would think of what to do. Tonight I would simply endure. Silence, I decided, was safer than confrontation. For now. I couldn't go to Lena first. I had to confront my family. I found my aunt in the living room, arranging flowers like nothing was wrong. "Aunt Margaret," I said quietly. "Can we talk?" She looked up, smiling. "Of course, Ethan. What's on your mind?" I overheard something, I started. "Something about Lena and Ryan." Her smile faltered and she set the vase down. "Ethan, you don't need to worry about that. Family matters are complicated." "I think I do," I said. "I can't ignore it. It's serious." "Serious?" She sighed and motioned for me to sit. "You need to understand. Sometimes truth isn't meant to be spoken." "What do you mean?" I asked, heart pounding. "If someone is betraying me..." "You staying quiet is protecting everyone," she interrupted firmly. "Ryan is your cousin. Lena is, well, she's part of our circle now. Exposing them would destroy us all." I shook my head. "But, if I stay silent, I'm letting it happen. I'm letting them take everything from me." "And what good comes from fighting?" she asked, her voice sharp. "Do you want your family torn apart? Your uncle furious? Your younger brother lost?" Thomas, my uncle, appeared behind her, arms crossed. "Exactly. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is speak. You protect the family by holding back." I ran a hand through my hair. "But it's betrayal. I can't just..." "No one said life was fair, Ethan," Thomas said. "You want to hurt yourself for truth? Or protect the people who depend on you? Choose carefully." I felt a small voice inside me whisper, "You can't protect anyone by being silent." But another voice, louder, said, "You must. Or everyone loses." I went to my younger brother, Noah, who sat quietly on the sofa. His eyes were wide, searching mine. "Don't fight, Ethan," he said softly. "Please, just don't make things worse." I knelt beside him. "Noah, I don't know what to do." "Trust Aunt Margaret," he said. "Trust Dad. They know what's best. Please." I nodded, swallowing the lump in my throat. I could feel my chest tighten, but I stayed calm. Silence felt like suffocating air, but it was safer than confrontation. Later, I found Lena in her room. I closed the door behind me. "Ethan," she said, startled. "Why are you here?" "We need to talk," I said. "Alone?" I haven't done anything," she said quickly. "You're imagining things." "I heard everything," I said, my voice shaking despite myself. "You and Ryan." It's not true," she said, tears forming in her eyes. "I never..." "Then explain it to me, Lena," I said, because it sounded very real behind the door. She broke down. "Ethan, I didn't mean to. I love you. I didn't want to hurt you. I made a mistake." Her confession hit me like a bullet. I wanted to scream, to slap, to tell her everything she deserved, but I didn't. I simply stared, feeling hollow inside. I'm so sorry, she whispered. Please forgive me. Please. I shook my head slowly. I can't. You can't? She asked, desperation in her voice. I love you. I swear I love you. I need to walk away, I said. My voice was quiet but final. I can't fix this. Not now. Not ever. She sobbed, reaching for me, but I stepped back. The air between us was heavy with everything unsaid. I left her room, closed the door behind me, and felt a part of me die inside. Silence had protected my family, but it had imprisoned me. My love, my heart, my trust, everything was gone. I sat alone in the dark living room, thinking about what I had done, what I had chosen. Protecting them had cost me everything that mattered. And yet, I told myself over and over that it was the right choice. I watched from the edge of the room as Ryan laughed with my uncle and cousins. Everyone admired him, his charm, his confidence. I could feel the bile rise in my throat. Ethan, are you okay? Daniel's voice pulled me back. He leaned against the doorway, concern written all over his face. I'm fine, I said, forcing a smile. Just thinking. You're lying, he said bluntly. I can see it. This silence is eating you alive. I'm not lying, I replied quickly, almost too quickly. I'm just handling things my way. Your way. He shook his head. You're letting them win. You're letting Lena and Ryan take over your life, and you're just sitting there. I'm not sitting, I said, though my chest tightened. Oh, I'm watching. Learning. Daniel laughed, sharp and bitter. What is there to learn by being a ghost in your own home? Everything, I said quietly. You don't understand. There's a balance. I can't act recklessly. Not yet. Balance? He snapped. There's no balance. There's betrayal, and you're letting it slide. I looked back at Ryan, who was smiling at my aunt like nothing had ever happened. Lena was beside him, laughing, perfectly composed. My stomach twisted. I see you every day, Ethan, Daniel said. You're wasting your life waiting for, what? Karma? That's not a strategy. It's not waiting, I said, keeping my voice steady. It's endurance. I'm surviving. Surviving? He scoffed. You call this surviving? You're dying inside. And I'm telling you, silence isn't saving anyone, it's killing you. I shook my head. I don't think you understand. Sometimes silence has power. Sometimes patience is stronger than confrontation. Daniel stepped closer, voice softening. And sometimes, Ethan, silence is just fear. Fear of losing, fear of facing reality. And it will destroy you if you let it. I looked back at Ryan. He was flawless on the outside, but I noticed something. A twitch in his smile, a flicker of irritation when someone disagreed. Small cracks, invisible to everyone else. You see it, don't you? Daniel said, following my gaze. Even perfect people have flaws. Even people who seem untouchable can fall. But if you keep quiet, you'll miss the chance to do anything about it. I'm not missing anything, I said. My hands were shaking slightly. Oh, I'm learning who they really are and who I am. And who are you? He asked, raising an eyebrow. A shadow? A ghost? Someone who pretends it doesn't hurt. I'm stronger than I look, I said, voice low. I've stopped begging life to be fair. I've stopped asking for things I can't control. I watch, I wait, and I plan. That's strength. Daniel shook his head, frustrated, but he didn't argue further. He knew I wasn't ready. I turned my attention back to the family gathering. Ryan was telling a story, everyone laughing, Lena leaning into him as if they were the perfect couple. My chest tightened. I felt pain, yes, but also something else. Focus. Clarity. The cracks I had noticed earlier widened slightly. Ryan's words stumbled for a moment. A small laugh from someone cut his confidence. Lena's smile flickered, just a fraction. I didn't feel joy, not yet. But I felt power returning to me slowly, quietly. Daniel's warning echoed in my mind. Silence could be a prison, or a weapon. I chose to make it a weapon. I would watch. I would endure. I would wait. For now I was alone. Invisible. But the man I was becoming was no longer the one who begged life for fairness. The one who begged for truth. I clenched my fists, feeling strength coil inside me. I wasn't loud. I wasn't ready to strike. But I was changing. Slowly, quietly, I was ready. The night stretched on, laughter and voices surrounding me. And I waited. Watched. Endured. I saw it first in Ryan's face. The forced smile faltered during a meeting. Ethan, did you hear about the Carter deal? Daniel asked as we stepped outside. Yeah, I said, keeping my voice even. I heard it fell through. That's Ryan, he said quietly. He overpromised again. People are noticing. I nodded. Nothing inside me celebrated. I only felt numb. Good, I said softly, though even that felt hollow. You're not going to be happy about it? Daniel asked, frowning. I don't think I can be, I admitted. This isn't about him. This is about everything I lost. You mean Lena? He asked. Yes, I said, looking down at my hands. Her. And trust. And me. Later, I ran into Emily at the cafe near our old neighborhood. Ethan, she said, sliding into the seat across from me. You look different. I've been different for a while, I said. And you? Trying to make sense of everything, she said softly. Lena, she regrets a lot. I've seen it in her eyes. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to. Words felt empty. She wonders, Emily continued, if she made the right choice. She's restless. I nodded, letting her speak. Her honesty was a strange relief. I didn't have to pretend here. She asks about you sometimes, Emily said. Quietly though. Never in front of him. I swallowed hard. And you? What do you want to tell me? Emily looked down, fiddling with her cup. I just think, you deserve more than silence. You deserve to choose yourself. I felt my chest tighten. No one had ever said that to me. I wasn't used to hearing it. Later, I walked home and met Sophia sitting on a bench near the river. She smiled without expectation. Hey, she said simply. Mind if I sit? Not at all, I said, sitting beside her. I'm Sophia, she said. I don't know what you've been through, but you can talk. I'll listen. I wanted to laugh, maybe even cry. Listen, I said. Nobody has listened for a long time. Maybe ever. You can start now, she said. I took a deep breath. It's complicated, Lena. Ryan, family, silence. I thought it would protect everyone, but it only cost me. My heart, my trust, my soul, maybe. She nodded. And yet you're still standing. I'm standing, I admitted, voice quiet. But I feel empty. Numb. Watching people I love move on, succeed, lie without consequences, it changes you. I can't fix them, Sophia said gently. But you can choose yourself. Your peace. Your life. I stared at the water, the reflection of lights shimmering like fragments of what I used to be. I haven't thought about myself for years. I thought surviving was enough. Surviving is not living, she said. You deserve to live, Ethan. Not as a shadow, not as a ghost. You deserve to feel, to fight, to reclaim what's yours, even if it's just your peace. I felt a strange weight lift. For the first time, I didn't feel trapped by silence. I could speak without judgment. I could choose. Thank you, I said finally. I think I needed to hear that. To say that. No one else has said it? She asked. No one, I admitted. I've been silent for them, for everyone, for years. And I lost myself. You haven't lost yourself, she said softly. You're here. You're alive. That counts for something. We sat there for a while, not talking much, just letting the river flow past us. I realized that silence had saved my family, yes, but it had nearly destroyed me. Now I could choose differently. Slowly, I began to feel the first stirrings of something I hadn't felt in a long time. Strength. Not loud, not forceful, just quiet and steady. For the first time, I thought about myself before anyone else. And it felt right. Karma was whispering. Ryan's lies were unraveling. Lena's guilt was growing. And I was beginning to reclaim my own life, my own voice, my own power. The road ahead was uncertain, but for the first time in years, I didn't feel trapped. I felt ready. The door opened and Ryan stepped in, face pale, eyes frantic. Ethan, we need to talk, he said, voice shaking. I'm listening, I replied, keeping my tone neutral. Everything, it's falling apart, he said, running a hand through his hair. I didn't expect it. People are talking, deals collapsing. I'm losing everything. I see, I said quietly. My chest felt heavy, but I stayed calm. I need you to understand, he continued, desperation creeping in. I never meant for any of this to happen. Lena, it was a mistake. I swear it. You're saying a lot, I said. But your words aren't new. What's different this time? My reputation, my family, everyone's disappointed. I'm ruined, he said, voice breaking. I need forgiveness, Ethan. Please. I looked at him, really looked. His charm was gone, replaced by fear. Forgiveness? I asked softly. Do you even know what that would mean? It would mean everything, he said. I can't undo it, I know. But please. I need you to forgive me. I shook my head slowly. I'm not here to forgive, Ryan. I'm here to survive. He froze. Survive? You're not angry? I'm past anger, I said quietly. Anger is too loud. It makes people act recklessly. I've survived by being quiet. By choosing myself over revenge. That's my strength. He looked at me, confusion and fear battling in his eyes. You let them? I let you make your choices, I said. I didn't interfere. I didn't stop you. Silence was my choice, not weakness. Everything you've lost is because of your own actions. Ryan sank into a chair, head in his hands. I didn't know you'd be like this. I thought you'd fight. Fight. I interrupted. What good would that have done? Screaming, accusing, ruining more than you already did? No, I survived. That's all that mattered. He didn't respond. I could see him unraveling, realizing that my calm wasn't ignorance. It was power. A quiet force he had underestimated. The door opened again and Lena appeared. Tears streaked her face, lips trembling. Ethan. She began. I heard you, I said simply, voice steady. All of it. I didn't mean, she choked. I was wrong. Please, forgive me. I love you. I never wanted to hurt you. I studied her, noting every tear, every falter, every hesitation. I felt nothing. Not rage. Not grief. Just emptiness. That emptiness scared me more than any anger ever could. You don't feel anything? She whispered. Not even a little? No, I said calmly. I survived. That's what matters. You, and him, you made your choices. I made mine. I am still here. She sank to the floor, crying, reaching for me, but I didn't move. I couldn't. Moving would have meant emotion. Reacting would have meant giving her the power to hurt me. I can't believe it, she said, voice shaking. You didn't fight. You didn't scream. You just... I endured, I said simply. Silence was my mercy. Not weakness. I let life reveal the truth on its own. And it did. Ryan looked up at me, his face pale, realization settling in. You weren't weak. No, I said quietly. I was stronger than you ever imagined. Strong enough to survive when others failed, strong enough to let truth and karma do the work I didn't need to do. Lena's tears fell silently. Ryan didn't speak. They both understood now. My silence wasn't submission. It was my power, my choice, my victory. I turned away, stepping toward the door. I survived, I said over my shoulder. That's all you need to know. And I left them there, in their regret, in their guilt, in the ruins of their arrogance, while I walked forward into a life I chose for myself. I woke up to the soft sunlight spilling through the window, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel the weight of betrayal pressing on me. Morning, Sophia said, smiling as she walked into the kitchen. Morning, I replied, keeping my voice calm. Her presence no longer felt like a question. It was just peace. You slept well? She asked, pouring coffee for both of us. I did, I said quietly. Better than I have in a long time. She handed me a cup. Good. You've earned it. I sat down, staring into the dark liquid. It's strange, I said. I never thought I'd feel normal again. Normal is a start, she said softly. And you've done more than survive, Ethan. You've rebuilt yourself. I smiled faintly. I've rebuilt. Slowly. Carefully. No one forcing me, no one betraying me, just me finally. Do you regret it? She asked suddenly. I paused, thinking of Lena, of Ryan, of everything I'd lost. I regret that I lost love, I admitted. But I don't regret protecting my family. Silence saved them. It destroyed me, but it saved them. That's a heavy burden, she said. But you carried it. I did, I said, my voice steady. And now, I can put it down. Later I spoke with my younger brother, Noah, over the phone. Ethan, he said, voice hesitant. You sound different. I am different, I said. I'm choosing myself, Noah. That's all I've wanted for years, to survive on my terms. I'm glad, he said. Mom and Dad, they've accepted it too. They respect you more than ever. I nodded even though he couldn't see me. I'm glad they're okay. That's what mattered most. You're finally free, he said. Yes, I admitted. In a way I never thought I would be. That evening, Sophia and I walked along the riverside. The lights shimmered on the water, and I felt a quiet strength settle in my chest. You okay? She asked, glancing at me. I am, I said. It's strange. I lost so much love, trust, time. But I gained myself. And that is enough. You deserve it, she said softly. You really do. I didn't always believe that, I said. I used to think surviving was enough. But surviving isn't living. I'm finally living. We walked in silence for a while, letting the river carry our words away. My mind drifted to Lena, to Ryan, to all the choices I had made and all the silence I had kept. Do you ever think about them? Sophia asked. Sometimes, I admitted. Not with anger, not with sadness, just acknowledgement. They are part of my past, not my present. And that's okay. That's wise, she said, squeezing my hand lightly. I smiled faintly. I've realized something important. Silence can be mercy. Silence can be strength. It saved my family and it saved me in a way. And it cost you love, she said gently. Yes, I said quietly. But some costs are worth it. I'm okay with that. I've chosen a life of peace, not pain. A life I control. We stopped walking, watching the lights reflect off the river. For the first time, I felt no tension, no need to prove myself, no shadows lingering behind me. I think this is the first time in years I feel whole, I said. You are, Sophia said. And you will continue to be as long as you choose yourself first. I took a deep breath, letting the cool night air fill me. The past was behind me. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the silence, they were all part of me, but they no longer ruled me. I reached for Sophia's hand. Not ahead of me, not leading me, beside me. I am ready, I said quietly. Ready to live my life on my terms. And for the first time in a long time, I truly was.